Hey, all my foodie friends and family, welcome back. Today we're going to do a nice soup recipe that you'd have on a chilly fall or winter day when it's raining or snowing. A nice mincemeat vegetable soup. This is so good that I make it's my go-to soup in the winter. I'm starting in a Dutch oven with a couple of tablespoons of olive oil. Doesn't that olive oil look good? It's extra virgin. I don't normally buy that, but it was on sale, so I took advantage. I'm using a pound of mincemeat here. This happens to be beef today, but you could certainly use chicken, turkey, veal, lamb. Also, soy crumbles will work great in this soup. We'll get it in the Dutch oven, and we want to get it nice and brown and develop the sugars that are in the meat and develop a nice umami flavor for this soup. This soup is so good, I can't say it enough. You have to try it, please do. It's simple to make, and don't worry about the vegetables. You can use whatever vegetables you have in the fridge. This happens to be what I had this week, but you can adjust it to whatever you have. It's nice that we have some color on the meat. This is going to make the broth turn a nice brown color. So to that, now I'm adding an onion that I've chopped and a tablespoon of garlic. We're going to give those a shush around in there. And we want the onion and the garlic to start developing some flavor and get caramelized. I'm not too concerned about the onion disintegrating because the soup is not about the onion, it's about the other vegetables. So this time I made the onion a bit smaller. I'm cooking on pretty high heat. As you can see, everything is browning very quickly, and we can continue with the recipe without too much delay. I'm now adding about 2 cups of cabbage. This happened to be in my fridge from another recipe left over, so this is now soup. Got a couple of carrots. These vegetables need to be cut in a size that will cook in about 20 to 30 minutes. Don't make them too chunky because you don't want to eat hard vegetables in your soup. As I mentioned before, you can change these vegetables to whatever you have. But since it's fall, I was thinking of what was harvested in Ontario here this year, and there was lots of cabbage, lots of carrots, lots of tomatoes, peaches, apples. It was a great harvest from what I saw. So now I'm adding a package of fresh green beans. I've just cut them in half or thirds. I just love the taste of green beans. I don't know about you, some people hate them. Well, to be honest, I don't like the smell when they're cooking, but I love eating them. So we're just getting that mixed around. I'm adding 1 small can of diced tomatoes. This was a sample that my store gave me one day, and it's fire roasted tomatoes. They have a really mild, smoky scent to them. They're actually quite delicious. I've added a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And I'm adding a half a cup of Pearl Couscous. This is also called Israeli couscous in your store. I'm using the tricolor one, which has tomato, spinach, and plain couscous pearls. These will soak up any flavor that you give to them. I've made this as a risotto sometimes, and it's absolutely delicious. Instead of rice, use this and use the risotto method, and you'll come up with a delicious side dish. So I've mixed those in, and I'm just going to add some salt and pepper. I use freshly ground sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. But you use whatever you have at home. I think I mentioned before, sea salt tends to have a much cleaner and fresher taste than regular iodized salt, but you might not notice the difference. Now, if you want to add a little zing to your soup, instead of adding this dash of Maggi, maybe add a couple of drops of hot pepper sauce. Maggi is a vegetable extract, and it adds a lot of umami flavor along with the Worcestershire sauce. I'm adding 2 cups to about a liter of stock or broth. Since I'm using beef in this recipe today, I'm using a beef with red wine beef stock. It's really good. Once this cooks out, you'll have this background note of wine, but you don't need to. If you're using ground chicken or turkey to do this, then use chicken stock. If you're using soy crumbles, then use vegetable stock. It's all interchangeable and it's all good no matter what combination you have of vegetables and meat and sauce. It'll be good. And I don't mean sauce, I mean stock, sorry. You can see the color already from that beef stock. And the tomatoes are going to make a delicious stock for this soup. So I've turned the heat down. This needs to simmer for 20 to 30 minutes. We want the couscous to be fat and happy and taste delicious. And we want the vegetables to be just slightly tender crisp. We don't want them mushy, and you can see that they've retained their color, and that's because I didn't boil the heck out of them. A slow simmer, and you have this delicious vegetable soup. There it is, finished. Serve this up with a chunk of crusty bread and a nice side salad, and you have a delicious dinner. If you like the recipe, I'd love it if you'd subscribe to the channel. More foodies here, the better. Thanks for stopping by for some more food that warms your soul and mine too. We'll see you next time.